Tonight, all signs point to what seems all but inevitable, a strike on Syria soon.
Thank you all very much, everybody.
On Twitter, the president previewing an attack and putting Russia on notice after a Russian official promised Moscow would shoot down any missiles aimed at Syria. President Trump writing, "Get ready, Russia, because they, the missiles, will be coming. Nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills his people and enjoys it." Defense Secretary James Mattis not ready to say for sure the Assad regime is behind this weekend's deadly chemical weapons attack outside Damascus.
We're still assessing the intelligence ourselves and our allies.
But to the White House and others around the world, it's clear the Syrian dictator's to blame for yet another horrific poison gas attack, targeting people in their homes, including children. Rescuers working frantically to help them.
The use of chemical weapons cannot go unchallenged.
The UK and France now agreeing on the need to act, as White House officials point to close coordination with those allies and others. The president's tweets today, a break from the military strategy of surprise he's often talked about.
My administration will not telegraph exactly military plans and what they are.
Militarily, I don't like to say where I'm going and what I'm doing.
And in a tweet on Syria from 2013, he asked, why can't we just be quiet and if we attack at all, catch them by surprise?
Why this time is the president not taking his own advice and being quiet, as he put it?
The president has not laid out a timetable, and he has a number of other options as well, and we're considering all of those options.
There is no advantage to revealing that a strike is coming, and there's no advantage in taunting Russia, because the worst outcome in this upcoming scenario would be direct military conflict between the United States and Russia.
And Hallie, we're past the 48-hour window when the president said he would make his decision on military action. Should we read anything into that?
Well, it's a good question, Lester, and one that I asked the White House about tonight, given that that deadline would have run out right around midday today. They're pointing to moves the president has made publicly that hint at his decision, like canceling that planned trip to South America to stay here in D.C. Officials say they are working to coordinate closely with international allies. But, Lester, given the president's own words, his own tweets, he is seeming to signal a strike. It's just a matter of what kind, when, and where.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.